listen, you represent Mr. Price. I can't talk about a client. I says, so I appreciate the fact that you made clear that Mr. Price never harbored his first wife or ever had her living in the second wife's house. Try to go on the offensive.
Right, it's buffering here. People want to hear you.
Yeah, but anyway, it's going on the offensive now.
So
He never got divorced. So he got married years ago. He was supposed to be divorced. So yeah. So that's the whole thing. So anyway, is it a big deal at that? This is back in 2017, 2016. Is it a big deal? No. All he had to do was go back to his fucking disclosures, correct the disclosures, go get his divorce, whatever medical benefits or shit were paid by the fake wife, pay it back. Wouldn't have been a problem. But this fucking guy, he's got to keep doubling down. No, I didn't do it. No, and then like all kinds of shit starts coming up. So
What's buffering you?
yeah,
What's buffering
right.
you?
they want to hear him.
Yeah. So all this shit starts happening,
Mm-hmm.
So now they the little demons start coming out of the woodwork, and then they're going conflicts of interest. Now it's the wife has these companies that relocate people after they lose their apartments.
Yeah, that's like when they do.
Yeah. Well, anyway, nobody knew about that, but she had city contracts, and he wasn't recusing himself on those votes. So now that starts coming to the surface. So the conflict of interest starts coming to the surface, So he just keeps digging a hole more and more and more and more.
Why do you do that?
It's like, but it all fucking started with one little thing. No. See, it all started with one thing. 9 years ago, they wanted to get rid of me and not have me come down here anymore and talk about the lovely things they talk about. Now, they were willing to do anything to stop me from coming here because I got every fucking meeting and they just irritated. We got to get this guy the fuck out of here, And so now I was just an irritant. I was just a pain in the ass gadfly. That's all, But after they had me arrested and they took away my fucking guns and they tried to take away my other shit, they tried to fucking have a felony filed against me, okay? Now, when it got really serious, see, some other people start coming out of the woodwork. Now they go, okay, two things. City council's conspiring against you, or they're not. Either you did something, or you didn't do something. And so they said, we're going to look into what you've been doing at City Hall. If you didn't threaten anybody and they're full of shit and they're lying, we apologize. If you're fucking around and you did threaten somebody and they're right, you need to get your ass out of there and stop going to the fucking meetings. And I says, okay. So 2 years later, they come back and they says, we thoroughly investigated you. You're clean. There's absolutely no doubt in our minds. You're well within your First Amendment rights. In fact, maybe they were violated. You might want to talk to a civil attorney about that. We can't handle that. So then they says, but there's some things that are going on at City Hall that are being looked at. So what happened? The next year, they raided Jose Huizar's office. The feds came in, raided his office.
What do they need to do with all these guys?
So all that shit that happened, 4 council members indicted, 3 convicted, 1 on appeal, one got a slap on the wrist, 5 months, but he's still a felon for the rest of his life. And then Curran Price gets nailed by the DA, and he's still not done with his criminal justice case yet. And rather than resign, get the fuck out, apologize. They're defiant. And like they walk around calling people out. But when their stuff gets called out, they're defiant. It's like rules for me, not for me, for thee. It's like they get fucking defiant. You take your pick. They're racist, they're misogynist, take your pick, you know? So these guys in this building have been fucking skimming off the top for years on these homeless funds. Measure H, these HHH, they were supposed to build 600,000 units of housing or 60,000 units. They built like like fucking 5,000 of them, right? They were skimming off the top. And you get the FBI office, it's been sitting on their ass, passing it off, passing it off,
You think they're getting kickbacks?
passing it off. Nah, it's like they don't want to deal with the ultimate question. Let's say the FBI gets really serious and shuts this place down, and they do a takeover. What happens to the city? Now you got to create new cities because if you get rid of the city council, we're unincorporated property. So now you're going to have new cities formed, new city attorneys, new mayors, new city councils. You're going to have to decide who the police are going to be, what the fuck you do with the LAPD, what you do with the DWP. Do you sell it? Do you sell a port? Do you so you see, like the FBI office is comfortable the way things are. They know where all the little rats are, and it's a good job, keeps them employed, and they know who to regulate. If they get rid of this place, it's open fucking season. What the fuck are they gonna do, right? So there's 3.75 million people in the city that were all slaves. Were ruled over by 15 overlords. These city council criminal overlords. Every council member has the power to stop any project or approve any project.
They approve them all.
No, there's some they bought.
Really?
Some they bought. So each district, depending where your little border is, and they drew the lines illegally too. They just drew the lines illegally too, according to the state attorney general. He wants them to get rid of the map. So anyway, they get away with everything. They got everybody's money. They have all the fucking power. They own the courts. They own the DA. They own the city attorney. They own the cops. They own everything. And it's like, why can't they understand in their fucking head that all you have to do is hold a meeting 3 times a week? Let the people line up, sign up, give them their time to speak. Don't interrupt them.
And pretend like you're looking or listening.
No. Make them sit in their fucking chairs, put their cell phones down, call in an hour, and just say, you have to listen to these people because that's what you're going to do to get you $250,000 a year plus benefits, plus your fucking pension if you make it 10 years, and your free car, and all your free trips to Europe, and all your free Super Bowl tickets. The price is sitting in your chair and listen for a fucking hour. Then you can go back and eat your fucking hot dogs and talk to your lobbies, right? They got to the point where they don't want to do that. They're reached a point now, they're useless. Our council is useless. It does nothing. They're doing nothing. And the FBI is looking at the fucking case now. They're going to do another. And this homeless fund shit's going to get big. This is bad stuff. This judge with this audit, that's all bullshit. He's building a federal case. The audit is going to be used by the FBI to win time. They want to. He told them last week, I'm going to be your worst nightmare. He told them. He says, you clean it up or I'm going to be your worst nightmare. That's what the judge said. And see, this judge, David Carter, he had the same problem in Orange County. That's where he's based. 2018, I met the guy for the first time. Orange County had tents everywhere, and the washes by Angel Stadium, like we do. It was a disaster. You'd go down. There he is. So you go down, and you go down the main streets in Santa Ana. Tents. 2 weeks ago, I drove up there, drove down there. Streets are paved, the lights working. Not a fucking tent anywhere. Not around the courthouse. There was one homeless guy sitting in a bus bench. I called the number. 10 minutes of the fucking city came out. Got him off the fucking bus bench. Why? David Carter. So David Carter went in and Santa Ana, Anaheim Board of Supervisors. They were just like, nothing you can do. Right? So Carter started hammering them like we're doing here. And little by little, they started settling. They started cleaning shit up. So now he's taking this on. But this group's rebuffing him. They're breaking against him hard. So he's going to push back real hard because he warned them. And they're not listening to what he's saying. So he's got the audit. Now that he's got the audit, the way he works, he just drops a fucking hammer one day. Okay? He's going to do that. Now, one day, he's going to issue a fucking order. Federal takeover. He might order a federal takeover of the whole council. Now, they're going to shit when this guy comes up with this. Okay, they're not going to fucking believe. They're going to be sitting there and they're going to be like Trump. Federal fucking judges don't have that power. They're going to be shocked. They're going to be stunned when he gives his order out. He's going to be like, I'm sending federal marshals into City Hall. We're going to take all the fucking money and we're going to put it into an account.
What do you think the timeline is on that?
This guy's losing patience.
Maybe I think it's on if you wanted to guess.
Couple of months.
Really? Wow.
So
I thought you were gonna say 5 years.
yesterday they paid these vendors. Moni Cow was the only one, because she's been going to the FBI, they've been telling me, that objected to it and said she didn't want to pay the fucking vendors because they didn't get the audit back. They didn't get the audit. They didn't get the audit. They were supposed to get audits last year in exchange for the payment this year.
So she was in the right.
Totally.
So she might be like the one surviving health.
Well, she's termed out. She's termed out. She can't run again. She wants to run for mayor and has no chance of fucking winning. Delusional idiot. She might try board of supervisors, maybe. You know. But the point is that Moni Cow is right about this issue. This is so Moni Cow has been screaming for years, and everybody, they got that gravy train, that nonprofit gravy train. It's hundreds of millions of dollars. Imelda.
Where's the money go? Like to their council district for projects or?
Well, yeah. So they start off. Moni Cow's mad because they don't give it per council district. It's disproportionately given to certain council districts. Now, they vote to pull the money into the district. It's really the council member that has the authority to dole it out. So you get a group of nonprofits that you like. Now, what do? They're like, hey, we'll donate to your fucking office holder account. We'll donate to your reelection campaign once we get the money. So they vote the money, they cut the checks, they get the checks. Now, in the course of things, they get the donations. Now, you got a brother, a cousin, you got somebody who needs a job. Just refer them over, put them on the payroll. It's a slush fund. And they don't do shit for anybody. They hand out some cigarettes. The EMP mini market in Bob's district over by the bus, Reseda Boulevard, by the orange. Okay, they have these outreach guys. And that fucking place is surrounded by drug addicts, thieves. Okay? So they sit around these junkies. So a guy comes in a nice car, and he says to the homeless guy, hey, let me buy you a soda. Really, me? Yeah, let me buy you a soda. So he brings the guy into the store, who would have normally got kicked out, but he sees that the guy's with him. He says, no worries with me, I'm going to pay for it. So the guy says, okay. Would you like a hot dog? Buys him a hot dog. You want some smokes? Buys him some fucking cigarettes. So he just gone ahead, cash, 50 fucking bucks, and giving this guy all this free shit, hands him out a card. Well, they get paid to do that. And then they get paid for a positive interaction. Because once they give him the free snacks, he gives them a business card with a number, and then it constitutes a referral for services. So now they log these instances that they're outreaching. That's all you have to do. All you have to do is prove that you gave them some shit and they accepted your suggestion to go get services. Those are outreach ones. Now the other thing they do is they buy ramen noodle soups. That's where I come up with this. Because they were buying ramen noodle soups, cans of vegetables without a can opener, and cereals. They put them in a box, seal the box, and they have a list of addresses where people are experiencing homelessness. So I had a neighbor of mine where a whole bunch of people squatted in a house and just destroyed the whole fucking place. Things just ripped the whole fucking place apart. The city was offloading boxes of food to the address. Months after they were evicted, they would still come by. You'd see a box left. So I got to one of these boxes and I found out where it came from. So now I look at the cans and they're expired. So now I call up and I says, listen, I want to thank you for the food. Oh, well, oh, sir, yes. Am I using the correct pronouns? I would like to be referred to as them. Yes, 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 they. Yes, that's it. Yeah. Can I have the address? They want to know. I give them the address. You can hear her. She's got it on the list. Oh, yes, yes, yes. That address. I don't have a can opener. Well, we don't provide a can opener. Well, how am I supposed to open this stuff? I need a can opener. So she says, okay, we can have a provider come over and give you a can opener. I want an electric can opener. And the fucking conversation explodes. They go fucking crazy. Fucking crazy. Okay? So they're talking about, no, no, sir, sir. We'll give you a tool, a can opener tool. Have you used one of those before? Yeah, but I have arthritis, so can you accommodate me? They're going fucking crazy. And so now they give it to another guy on the phone. Oh, yes, can I help you? This guy says he wants a can opener. Sure, we have can openers. We can put, no, no, he wants an electric can opener. Now they just stop cold. Sir, we don't have the budget to provide that type of implement. Well, how am I supposed to? Well, we'll give you a hand can opener, right? So I says, okay, I'll take the can. So next day, they come by and they provide the can opener. Okay. So now I do a records request. I want to know where the can opener was bought, how much it was paid for the can opener. Okay. Now council office calls me. I would like to know, sir, are you representing this person? So now they want to know if I'm the fucking attorney. So, and I says, what are you talking about? Well, your number came. This was the number regarding that issue. So they know there. So I know now they're fingering people and they're tracing. So that's how I learned. See, and then I come up with the expiration dates. And he goes, no, no, sir, those aren't expiration dates. Those are the dates that the food was made. I said, no, on the bottom, that's the date they expired. No, sir, you're wrong. That's the date the food was made. I said, no, that's the date it expires. So they get back to me and go, can you show us and I can take pictures of it, right? So anyway, I take pictures of it. And I says, okay, did you buy these items expired? Do you check the expiration dates on the items you bought? All kinds of shit. See? So they're handing out at these food drives. Expired cans of food, pasta, milk sometimes, and you see expiration. You go over in the back on the bottom of the cans, and so anyway, that's what I do. It's very easy to do it. Your fake news doesn't do this shit. Your Channel 5 and your 9, these motherfuckers, they, they don't do this. These are great stories that they could be giving to the public. It's like, okay, you bought the ramen noodles, you bought the soup, you gave it to the people to eat. Fine. Fine. Let's say, fine. That's what you're supposed to do. Well, in a can without a can opener, how the fuck are you going to open the can? You can't open. You don't provide a can opener, right? And so, now, if these gangsters were smart, which they're fucking not, when I called, they would have said, "Let me check the address. Do you have electricity? Or do you currently have? Okay, because this is a plug. Yes, I have a plug-in. And just buy the fuck. Go over to Target for $9.99 and just buy the fucking thing. Put it on the tab. Charge the city to deliver it. So let's say Target can opener, $9.99 plus tax. Administrative fee, $20. Delivery fee, $30. And then they could charge the city 60 fucking dollars to go buy a can opener over at fucking Target and drive it locally over to the schmuck, right? And guess what? Legal if they keep records. But they're not keeping records. They're not line item record keeping. They're just general purpose money, and they're not keeping detailed records. See, because they think they're smart. And they're like, well, I guess we showed those motherfuckers. I guess we should. See, they're going to learn later. They're going to learn later, someday. It may not happen today. These agencies and these cocksuckers are going to have to show what they spent the money. And that requires a detailed list that Monique Cow's talking about. But if you do it right, they can get paid. It's perfectly legal. All they have to do is just do some decent bookkeeping. But these guys don't even want to do that. They have a bridge housing project over at Bob, by the way, that piece of shit. Took 2 parking lots and stole them from the public and put bridge housing. Okay, so they steal our parking lots, including 2 lighted tennis courts in one park. Okay, so they steal our parking lot, they steal our fucking parking lots, right? To give it to drug addicts and thieves to put 50, 60 of these cocksuckers in these little shacks, right? So now they take these little tool sheds, little aluminum tool sheds, and they're about 400 square feet each, 350 to 400 square feet, and they're tool sheds, cheap ass tool sheds, and they put a heater unit inside it, an air conditioner unit inside it, a little bunk inside it, and they tiny homes, okay, no bathrooms attached, okay. The city was forced to put the utilities underground to do it. Rather than put it overhead, they had to dig up the whole parking lot and put underground utilities for each unit. So each pad cost $50,000 to $100,000 per pad to put the tiny home on. The tiny home costs, $8,500 a piece. Let's say good ones. The the utility pads is $100,000 fucking dollars because each one has to have electric, gas, and fucking water. Okay, so Bob says, "Well, fuck the water and fuck. We're just going to put electric." Still, it was 65,000 a pad, right? So when they get done, under the guise that this is temporary, they permanently dig all of this infrastructure at this enormous wasteful cost. Then they put a bathroom up in a joint bathroom. What do they have to do there? got to dig a sewer with commercial grade size and capacity. So you have to have a big sewer, a big water line, a big boiler room, okay? So they have to have that dug into the ground of the former parking lot, and they have to go out to the street and attach it to the sewer system and the water, okay? So when they get done, it's tens of millions of dollars when they finish this, okay? But that's not all they do. After they're done stealing that, and by the way, who gets the contract? Contractors that win bids with our fucking assholes over the Department of Public Works, if you just saw that.
They ask for more money every month, every week.
So whoever's juiced in gets the contract. Okay. So now here's the best part. After all that waste and fraud, they have staff costs. You got to have staff. So one night I go driving over in an alley, and I see like 30 people congregating in the front of this place. I'm like, wait a minute. They're not supposed to do that. At 9 o'clock, they're supposed to shut that thing down, right?
Yeah, but they're always half empty though. They're not
Well, that's another thing. But anyway, who were the 30 people? They weren't the homeless. Staff. So they got these dozens of these staff that are showing up, registering to get paid as staff. Okay, so these guys, facility, and some of them like clean, some of them provide security, right? And then they have a gate in the front, and they search everybody coming in. Metal, they swab them down. Metal, okay. So this is another level is staff, right? But we don't know how many staff they're employing. They don't keep records. It could be 100 people on the payroll. So, and a lot of these guys are gang. They got fucking gang tattoos and shit. A lot of them are gangsters. So, like, you go up there and they go like this. Hey, man, listen, man, you need a job, man. Oh, fuck, man. I just got out of the road with an ankle break. No, no, no. I'll have you sign on homeless services. Homeless services? Yeah. I'll take you over to my boy. So they take them over in front of the place. They put them on the list. Just need a social security number and ID. They put their ass on the list. Now they're on the staff. Give them a card. They log in. Go out and have some beers, party, come back, log out. And there you go. So you get all your homeboys get paid on the grift, right? Because they got tens of fucking millions of dollars, right? And they're wasting. So that's the reason why you go to every street, every freeway, every wash, every fucking bus stop, every freeway underpass. You see nothing but homeless everywhere. Okay, that's why you're seeing that. Okay, because the money that they're doing this with is not taking these people and getting the fuck off the streets. It's doing shit for anybody. And David Carter knows that. Monica knows that. Okay? And you got 15 council members, nobody speaks up because it's the world's biggest scam. It's like it's like if you could have taken like the perfect way to steal federal and state funds and launder it. It's this homeless operation. All right. So what they need to do, and the county's going to pull out, but they're full of shit because the county's just going to start their own agency. It's going to continue again. See, the thing is it's all got to stop. They have to defund the whole fucking thing and just say that's it, not another penny. You're fired. Now they're going to have to go when this happens. And the city of Hermosa Beach just banned camping in all public spaces. Okay, so that city, they defunded. They said, that's it. Fuck this. They're not going to do it anymore. You're on the street, we cite you, we arrest you. So they banned camping all over. See, they learned. Okay? Now, what happens when Hermosa Beach does? Others will start doing the same thing. Where are those people going to go? Here. This city gets dumped on by hundreds of cities all over the country every day. You see campers without a state license plates, Oregon, Washington, Oklahoma, Florida, Tennessee. You see Arizona. A lot of these fuckers. I'm seeing a lot of Florida now. So we're, by not banning camping and by taxing our citizens, we're guaranteeing that we're going to continue to get dumped on no matter what we do. If we got rid of 80% of these people today, arrested them all and put them in a fucking camp somewhere in Lancaster, in 6 months, you'd have 10,000 more. So they're going to keep sending these people here nonstop all over the country until we get control of the city and stop this fucking grift.
And I believe that would stop the development too, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Is that we put ourselves in a two-pronged situation. One, there's a money laundering operation, stealing these homeless funds and laundering them through nonprofits and not giving the fucking services. Two, we've become a target for dumping. Okay, like I just went to yesterday. See, Washington Boulevard is the big street that goes to the beach. It's next to Marina Del Rey. Marina Del Rey will not allow camping anywhere. So Marina Del Rey, their beaches are completely clean. All their fucking streets are pristine because they have HOAs. Every fucking HOA has security 24 hours a day. They kick all the fucking homeless out of there. So when you get to Washington Boulevard is the dividing point where it becomes LA City. So Tracy Park gets all of the dumping at Playa del Rey. So they have these campers, these large RVs that are just broken down. So she got it under control with my complaining. They were down to 4 or 5. Yesterday, 22. One after another, after another. They had them in lines, okay? So, like, literally a year worth of work. Something happened. I don't know. Something happened. And the whole place is shitted again with another load. And these fucking derelicts, I mean, these people, like, they crap in a bucket and they go outside and they just dump it in the street next to the RVs. Okay. And the homes on one side, 2.4 million, 5.10 million. These homes are like multi-million-dollar homes all down the street. They can't park in front of their houses. So they got all these fucking RVs, okay, in front of these multi-million-dollar homes, and they're going to the beach. So, like last year, I started complaining. They had 34. So I used to go down every week, and I would do a count, and I count how many RVs. All right, the record was 34. So, anyway, when you bitch, you get the most services. So, the Hilton Hotel was on the other side. So, the Hilton Hotel couldn't rent rooms because on the other side, down, all the fucking people in the windows would wake up in the morning and see all these fucking derelicts going out, wiping their ass and shitting out in the street. So they can't rent the rooms on the west side of so they had to mark the rooms down on the west side. Everybody wanted the east side, they wanted the west side because of all the fucking derelicts, okay? So one of my friends that was in the marina had a boat down there. And he's a big Democrat voter. He's a lib. He thinks I'm the second coming of Hitler, okay? This guy's like, you're a fucking fascist. You hate people. Okay, right? So anyway, I go down and I see his boat and somebody's in his boat. And it's kind of weird because they're kind of smoking. He's not a smoker. So I tap on the glass, and this guy pops out. Yes. And I says, "Hi, is this your boat? Who the fuck are you, man?" So right away, I know. Okay, well, they don't sound like the guy. So anyway, so I says, um, I didn't know he smoked. Well, yeah, I'm staying here right now, so I'm doing some repairs. Okay, so the story was I'm just his friend. I'm doing some repairs. So you call the dock master. Dock master says, well, he says he's his friend, right? So he doesn't do anything. So then comes down, and then he's trying to break into my uncle's boat next door, and he's trying to shim the lock, and I catch him.
Mhm.
So now he takes the screwdriver and he points it at me, you know. So I took the screwdriver and knocked it out of his hand, and I picked him up around and I threw him off the back of the fucking boat in the water. So here comes the sheriff. Here comes everybody. 911. All right, they got 25 fucking cops. They're trying to work this up. What the fuck? And so finally they cuff the guy, and they go, "Who is this guy?" Right? So now he had the door open to the boat. Feces on the inside. Shit all over the just everything just wrecked. And the inside of the seat, the cushion's torn. Oh my God, I could just see it. And it was like, whoa, it looked like a bomb went off in there, right? Oh my God. So he goes down and he shows up a couple hours later. And I says, hey, you know what? It's not as bad as they're telling you. The sheriff said there was a door. I said, so he opens the door and he smells the inside. He goes like this. What the fuck? And he starts like having a mental fucking episode, right? And he said, oh, what about remember April 25th?
I don't get it.
10 felony charges.
Is that wrong?
The people in the skirmed about Price. The people versus Price. Yeah, don't forget. I don't think you got a waiver this time, though. Did you get a waiver? Yeah, I don't understand. I mean, I mean, you got 10. It's only 10 felony charges. I mean, it's all I see. I mean, I don't even know what a Form 700 is. What's a Form 700? I don't even know what it is.
That makes sense.
What's a phone? I don't even know what it is. Okay, so okay. Yeah. So wait, look, your favorite councilman. Hey, it's Buckethead. Wait, what? Hugo? What about the Scientologist? Hugo. What about the Scientologist? Look at that, man. What, man? They ran away from Lionel.
I don't get the humor from it.
I don't believe this. What? I can't believe this. It's like they ran away like little wolves.
Well, they see you and they run.
Well, no, not me. I'm just a puppy dog.
But they don't. I'm not gonna roll them for sure.
I'm just, I mean, even Lionel, he's stunned. He's completely stunned. Lionel's stunned. He's stunned. I'm shocked.
John Lee can't.
I mean,
clean out his ears. He couldn't
you
even
believe
hear.
this? I can't understand. These two council members just turned around and run into these chairs. Oh man, look at this. Now see, now they downloaded all your stuff.
Oh my God.
Thank God they're not Scientology.
See, now when you get a chance.
Are you okay?
I need a copy of all I did. Let me know. Okay, let me know. So you got to be careful. He probably downloaded all your stuff. I don't know.
I did.
Probably downloaded all your stuff.
scared me.
Now I can do a CPR.
Who is he?
Oh, Detective Ito.
Oh, he is everything goodness and nice then.
Well,
Oh,
he, he's an instrumentality. He can be an instrumentality of evil or good.
Who is he? Who is he?
Well, he's the guy that provides council security. So so in other words,
Oh yeah, they probably cloned his phone.
oh yeah. So now
Because he's kind of.
this is great. Now I can get a copy of everything in his phone. Now this is good. See, finally we'll be able to prove.
Lionel's a good guy. No,
But finally, we'll be able to prove Lionel's not a snitch, and we can do it. We can do it. Yeah.
Hopefully not. Hopefully it happens quick enough.
I mean, imagine.
No, if he was Scientology, we definitely.
Yeah.
I don't trust any of them.
Yeah.
So,
See, I know, man. When you're doing undercover work. Yeah.
how long was it? How long was it?
It was there a long time.
How long? He's trying to freak him out. No, you're okay.
It was there long
You're
enough
okay,
for them to duplicate it. They probably cloned it already.
No, Scientology would have done that, but.
Oh hell yeah, they would have. Yeah.
Yeah, they would.
But you gotta
You'll be
remember,
okay. You'll be all right.
when you're doing undercover work, don't leave stuff unless you intend to. This is a good lesson. This is a
You'll
good
be okay,
lesson.
son. You said it was only a minute. Or Lionel's on. Give him a break. I like Lionel's.
Right. But it was locked. But it was, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right. It was locked. Okay.
But didn't they? Wait, do you know what I say? Didn't they do that to?
Yeah.
When they arrested him, they cloned his phone. They do it. They
Oh,
had
hell yeah.
something, They
Oh,
put
yeah.
it up to his
Well,
phone. Well, they didn't arrest him. But I mean,
all they have to do is they just
they
put a
did.
drive in and it clones it.
How long is the day?
Didn't they?
17 seconds.
Yeah, no, they did. They did at the.
I mean, I can do it. I can do it. I can do it in 10. I mean, if I'm pressed, I can do
One
it.
of our protesters, and the cops came. They took his phone,
But
and
you
he
have to
put
have
a
this.
black,
You have to have the nice one.
it looked like a black code or something.
You gotta have
like
the
a
good
battery pack up to his phone, and it was quick, and then they were done, and so we just figured that they must have phoned it.
This is good. See now.
But they don't have search warrants to do that, so how can they?
Well, you
get
don't
away
need a
with that?
search warrant. It's LAPD. They're a criminal organization
Right,
anyway,
but
so
they
they got
can't
nothing to
actually use it
lose.
against you, right? It's just that they have the info.
Well, I mean-
they can't actually use it.
But when you trade information, you don't need search warrants. It's like Epstein, right? It's like the Epstein tapes, right?
But all the smoke and scan
Yeah.
people are here too, like, and they all are like, they're happy to have this interview. They're
Well,
like, they've been what?
well, I mean, you know,
We're gonna get Lionel, you're gonna be okay, Lionel. Hopefully not enough, because he weren't prepared for it. He didn't expect it.
yeah, we
He
got.
wasn't out, like, if they were swatting you and they were expecting it with your stuff, he
Right.
wouldn't have had his stuff, you know. You're good.
Yeah, now we got a clone of the phone. This is great.
No, you're okay. He's freaking out. You're freaking out. He's
Sorry.
okay. He's fine.
Well, I mean, you're doing undercover work. You can't leave the phone around unless you intend to. See, now some,
You
see,
know, it was only a minute.
but see, you can be.
It was just, you know.
Like, I'm not trying to scare you, but I see it like, I mean, like,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to scare you, but like they are like snaky, but like,
Yeah.
but like when they were coming after him,
Oh.
they knew they knew they were squatting. They were being
Okay,
squatted
should I
to
give
do what it was.
should I give the tip of the day? All
Yeah,
right,
but because like I
all
like
right, all right. I'm
Lionel's
gonna
my
give the tip of
friend.
the day.
Lionel's my friend.
Always leave your Bluetooth off.
That's true.
See, because if you leave the Bluetooth on, then they can duplicate it wireless. Because like I can hack your phone in 30 seconds with a Bluetooth. Like, see,
Yeah, the Bluetooth off.
the Bluetooth, then you're cool.
But I
But
heard
was a
also
Wi-Fi
too. You had to be careful with
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi too.
But the Bluetooth is the
I know,
primary.
well, this is the same thing
that's
that
the
they tell us
popular.
about Scientology. Like, never go around the Scientology building with your Wi-Fi on.
Always turn your
or
Wi-Fi off
Bluetooth.
and your GPS.
There you go.
Turn your GPS,
Yeah.
Bluetooth, Wi-Fi off.
Okay, so then you should be fine. But
Okay,
they weren't
well that's
prepared.
lucky. That's lucky.
Yeah, they weren't prepared. You lucked
Okay,
out.
let's
So they
ask
told
the-
us the same thing with
Okay,
Scientology.
let's ask the expert. Okay, can you
Hi.
duplicate a phone with a Bluetooth connection? This is the expert.
You'll be okay.
Yeah.
I'm not an expert on that.
So there you go. That's how you do it. This is how you do it. Plausible
okay.
deniability. This is how you do plausible deniability. That's it.
He wasn't here with time to prepare and stuff. They were, you know, if they knew they were looking for you, whatever.
He just told me to unlock to make sure it was my phone. To make sure
Yeah.
that's all he asked. I go,
That's how you
"Is that
do
your
it.
phone?"
Okay, yeah,
See?
don't worry. But in the future, right, you always
There
have.
you go. Wi-Fi off, Bluetooth off, location off. Always leave them on because if
I
you,
know. Well,
See,
I do that around
and
Scientology.
have your password because of your fucking phone. They can't duplicate it unless they physically.
Right,
Un-
so no, that's true. We
no,
learned
unless
that
you're
with
the feds.
Scientology too. They tell us not to like turn off your Bluetooth, turn off your Wi-Fi, turn off everything because they have all
Oh,
this equipment
oh,
too.
unless you have this. Now, if you have this, that's a well. It's
Well, can I get one? How do you get
well,
one?
it's one of my favorite toys.
What is it? I don't want one.
It's fun. It's fun.
What is it?
It's a it's a doodle.
You have to download your phone.
Oh, it does that. Oh yeah.
Where do they sell them?
Russia,
Oh,
Chechnya.
out of the district.
What? Yeah, there's a little bit out of the district. But
Drive with your Wi-Fi off. It's probably really good advice.
we'll also have the Wi-Fi off in the car because your car
That's
has
what she's
your car
saying,
has
drive with it
Wi-Fi.
off.
See, if you do those three things, then
So if yours was
the
on,
phone
then
is just a
you'd be
Hulk.
scared. You're freaking him out.
no.
You'd be okay, Lana.
See,
Do older cars have Wi-Fi?
nothing before 2006.
They want to hear her.
That's it. See, when you're in undercover work, you gotta do it.
He's a good guy. You have to give him a break.
But
Everyone's got to have a job.
everywhere I go, he's there. He was in Encino Saturday when I was there.
Last week he was in Van Nuys when I was there.
Oh, you mean the neighborhood council?
He's
Because
in
he does, but he's always done that. He's always.
Yeah, but I mean, I mean, after a while, I mean, it's okay because.
But remember, always turn it into see. But this is good because it will wind up being my alibi, which is good. Turn it into see if you're being followed, turn it
You'll
into
be
an
fine,
alibi.
but they were, it's like, they.
Because
they
like we'll
have the
say,
capabilities, but it's not like you had to, I'm sorry.
you've been surveilled for a year.
People there watching, so. I'm
Nobody
sure
can say
they're not trying to screw
you were over there
Hmm.
because they know where you were. Always use it to your advantage.
Yeah.
Because later on they go back and they go when they try to fucking frame you. Oh shit, we had a fucking surveillance. We know we can't fucking do that. That's what it is, you know. Yeah.
You'll be
So
fine,
so
you'll be
always
fine.
turn a negative
But just,
into a
it's just a lesson
positive when
learned.
you
I'll
can.
shut that stuff off when you're in here.
Yeah. See,
Turn your Bluetooth off and your
Snitches,
Wi-Fi
snitches,
and all that
snitches,
stuff
yeah.
off if you're going to be
Yeah.
around. You know, these
now,
people.
most people don't know how to work their phone, and they leave their shit on and they don't know how to turn it up.
Well, I don't know how do I turn it up.
Well, anyway, it's like, okay, you're walking with a bomb in your back pocket, right? You
Mhm.
don't. What do? You don't pull a fuse.
No.
You defuse it. I mean, if somebody
Okay.
gives you a grenade and goes, "Can you carry this for me?"
If the thing's in it, yeah.
But that's-
Yeah. So you know what the handle does.
Yeah, it
See,
explodes.
see,
Wait, oh,
but contrary to popular belief, it's not the
Oh, I
actual
need you to my
handle.
chair. Hold on.
It's the actual lip.
Okay, you're here.
What about it? Oh,
Oh,
Sorry.
can you hold this? Right, or
okay.
They want to hear you. It's a microphone.
Well, I
it's a
mean,
microphone.
well, we don't want to.
They want to hear you.
Shit,
They
you know,
want-
but
they want to hear her.
yeah, but see, that's a valuable lesson. What just happened there? See,
Yeah.
it's a valuable lesson, and see, because now, right? See, because now, for all we know, see, now, for all we know now, this information could be in 16 federal databases.
He looks so scared.
Well,
So
because
there's something on his phone.
no, that's not why. That's not why he's scared. That's not why he's scared. It's because he's being told to do something he shouldn't be doing.
What do you mean?
Well, he didn't used to have that city manager.
I see. But everyone's got to have a job.
Well, yeah, but it depends what master you serve and what they tell you to do. So you see, people are under the impression they do things around me that I don't understand. I know what they do. So you see, like,
He works for the Metro, right?
that doesn't matter.
He's a good kid. I like
No,
him.
the point is he's got the credential, and he's young,
He's a good kid.
but he's impressionable.
Yeah, I mean.
So later on, you learn that when people ask you to do something, and you just fucking do it, right? You're like, yeah. Now you leave the goddamn phone. Now you're like, fuck. Do they know what I've been doing? Right? Because
He looks sincerely
right,
scared.
but if you're not doing nothing wrong, who gives a fucking shit? See, everybody
They
wants.
can look at my phone. I wouldn't give a
That's what I mean. Look, it's like everybody's a little pretender, right? It's like everybody everybody walks around like they walk on air, right? And everybody's like, I'm a law-abiding citizen, and I'm a lawful taxpayer, and I do okay, right? And okay, I had one guy, he bet me that I couldn't find something. Okay, and he bet me he couldn't find something. Okay, 2 days later I found something. A little thing. He had a car with a little parking permit, and it was expired.
I need your skill set to.
But I mean, but
investigate
right.
thieves and
Well,
criminals.
but anyway, but the part it was expired. So now he goes, oh, yeah, and I says, well, wait a minute. Why would you still have that on your car if it's expired? Well, I'm paying it per month. See, but the bet was, I'll find something, right? Well, as soon as I got the information, I contacted her, and it was unauthorized. So now the place that owned it wanted it back. Plus, there was another thing that they didn't get a deposit on something. Anyway, it would have cost the guy $500. Okay, because he had a pass to a garage, he didn't pay it. It went in arrears, and they canceled his privileges, and he didn't return the thing, and he was still using the authorization, right? But the point is, here's Mr. Fucking Clean. Here, okay, yeah, $500. You can't find it. Just like that, right in the fucking car. I look at the car, I look at and now he's like, how did you get that? It's like, how did I know to look there, right? You start with the obvious. Start with the obvious. And if you start with the obvious, clean, that's thing, clean, next thing, clean. It's probably going to be across the board. First, boom, I hit the first thing. It's like that, you know. So you see, like these people, everybody thinks they walk in fucking air, and they don't. And so that's why, with all this bullshit going on, these people in the council are the best examples. They got the easiest job in the world. They have a federal protection racket. The DA don't touch them. The feds won't touch them. If they would just show up to the meetings and let people fucking talk
And listen, exactly.
and just sit in your fucking chair
And maybe fix a sidewalk around
and
the wall.
and don't eat at your chair, and when you vote, don't be in the back of the room talking to somebody and having your back turned while your chair automatically votes yes. Sit at your fucking chair, and when the vote comes, push your little button at the chair and play by the rules. And if you play by the fucking rules, you're covered. You'd never have a problem. You might make stupid decisions. It's covered, right? But you see, they're making themselves a big pain in the ass. See, everybody watches these meetings. They watch them in New York. They watch them in Washington, D.C. They watch them in all kinds of government offices. They're watching these meetings, okay? And so now they're going like this. Hey, I don't understand it. What the fuck is, why can't these people speak? I see a line and he just cuts it off like, but they were in line. It's like, okay, these people were in line. Why weren't they told we're not going to take you? Why are they waiting? And then as soon as you get up, we're closing public comment. That would be like going to Six Flags Magic Mountain and trying to ride the big roller coaster. You pay your bill, you're in line, and then they just tell you, that's it. This guy they were the last ones. And you're waiting in line and you're next to get on the roller coaster.
In your mouth, right? Pull up to your mouth.
Yeah. And so
My mouth?
No.
So you waited in line for an hour to get on the roller coaster, and the roller coaster is working fine. And the guy just says, "Yeah, but I'm going to be leaving in 15 minutes. So I'm going to shut this down. Sorry, you can't go on the roller coaster." Right? So, they're looking at these assholes, and they're saying now they want to ban words. Now they don't want you to use two words.
November is one of them.
Stop.
So
I don't want to strike.
now there's something called probation. They're hearing about that.
Probation now.
Probation.
I'm
It's like,
on probation now.
but like you can't legally do that. And they're doing it
What do you mean they can't?
they
do that?
can't-
You said that earlier, and I don't know.
right. There's a court order. They can't do it
What
from
court? Do you know which one it
2013.
is,
It's a
or-
federal court. I'm gonna get the order.
Yeah,
But anyway, they've been doing it for a couple of years now, okay? But people on the outside are looking at this going, they can't do that. Why the fuck are they doing that? So Friday, it all came to a head when they had the meeting in Van Nuys.
That was a crazy meeting. I watched it.
It all come crashing down. Okay, so I show up, and because Fatso Eatso hamburger lady kicked me out of a Wednesday night meeting, they put me on a 2-day probation. So I go upstairs, and here come the sergeants. They won't let me in the room before the meeting started. They would not let me go into the room before the meeting started, even though it's open to the public. Why? Because you're on a ban. It finally hit the wall. Okay, they pushed too far. This went over the rails. It went over the fucking rails. Now it's becoming okay. It's like they're just making shit up on the fly. It's like, well, the meeting hasn't started. You're banned from the meeting, but you don't start the meeting until you have a quorum. So if I'm in the room or I'm here, that's got nothing to do with the meeting. So I can walk into any public room. If they start the meeting and they tell me I can't attend the meeting, then that's another story. They wouldn't let me in the room to say hello to a couple of people. They locked the doors, but they were allowing everybody to come in that wanted to come in. Okay. But me, they're locking the fucking doors. So, I told these sergeants, I says, you know what? You finally reached that point. Now you're just being fucking obviously absurd. So now what's going to happen? It's going to get challenged.
How so?
See, but they go too far. In other words, like you have to stop at a certain point. You have to tell people to stop. They need to be told to stop. See, nobody tells them to stop. And when you have a government where nobody tells somebody to stop, they're not going to stop. And everything gets out of control. That's why they're getting sued for hundreds of millions of dollars. Yesterday, they paid all those judgments yesterday. And you see these settlements in the tens of millions of dollars.
You know that Heidi's trying to limit it now to 1 million for, she's trying to get a law passed for that.
Yeah.
Wait, I'll put that on camera.
Yeah.
No, I just wanted time.
I know.
Yeah. She's yeah. I mean, Heidi's another fucking idiot. She's another tool. It's like a guy pushed a little fence over, and she's prosecuting the guy for interfering with a religious activity.
That's it, yeah.
The fence was a little yellow cheap
Well, and it
fence,
was covering,
and it just
no, they were covering.
Yeah, right.
So people couldn't get in and out
Right.
of the park.
but those little yellow things, the little plastic yellow
No, it
things.
was like the green,
Yeah.
no, it was like, but it was sort of like you couldn't, like, no, if you stepped
Right.
on it, like, it has holes that you would get your foot stuck in it.
Right. Yeah.
It's insane.
There he goes.
Who's he?
He's an anonymous source.
Oh.
So you see,
Crazy.
it, but she's charging him with a fucking crime.
Yes.
Meanwhile, last night we had a homeless person that started a fucking fire next to an apartment building and burned a tree. What's she doing about that? Not a fucking thing. See, if you don't have anything, if you're not worth anything, if you have no assets, you're above the goddamn law. Our city attorney don't give a fucking shit. We got people I videotape setting fires. No charges. No charges. They go to court and go, oh, this person experiencing homelessness, and then they get a public defender. Oh well, they're receiving medication for a medic, and that's it. It's the city attorney goes, well, okay, don't set me fire, sir. Oh no, I won't set any fires. All right, dismiss the case, right?
She mentioned me at that meeting, about me, like,
Oh,
I was
yeah.
upset that I'm like trying to get her to stop doing that. She
That's it.
does
Right.
every case.
Yeah. But you see, it's like, she's a politician first, a public servant last. You know, so she's another fucking tool. You know, everybody voted for her to be a reformer. You know, and she's another fucking tool. So it's like everybody in this building, mayor, city attorney, yeah, it
It's
doesn't
under
matter.
investigation by the bar.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But
They don't go anywhere.
but yeah, it'll eventually malicious prosecution and
It should.
you know so. But I
somebody
mean,
wanted a question. Do
yeah.
you know anything about the Disability Law Center?
Sounds good. No. Yep. But I mean, you know, it's like today. It's like you take this thing like you were doing today at the council meeting. Say I did that, or Herman did it.
You would have been like tackled.
Yeah.
I said you were too slow. You're making us look bad. I'm like, that's give a crap. Like,
Yeah.
My chair is actually broken.
Yeah. But you see, you could hear the sergeants on the side saying that the guy on the right was going to give you the microphone next. You were going to be the next speaker, and he was going over to give you the microphone.
He gave it to me and took it back.
Yeah, and then they told him to take it back. They're telling him, oh, the chair, Marquise is telling him to take it back.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
So, and so Bob was trying to say he didn't know any better. How did he not know it? But they told him to take it back.
It makes no sense. I mean, if he walks over and gives you the microphone, what? 4 minutes at the most, right? Okay. How many minutes did it take after that?
They said it took me. He said it took me like 6 or 7. Well, I did that intentionally.
Well, I mean, but when they got done bitching and moaning, it's 20 minutes, right? Over a lousy couple of minutes. You don't take a lot of times. You don't take the whole time either. You just get on a couple of things. So, but
I would have been glad just to do even 1 minute.
but you signed up way before a lot of those fucking people signed up, and they don't take them on work. So you see, everybody passes the buck. These people are out of control. They're just fucking out of control. See, the city needs a federal takeover. Needs a consent decree. So what it needs is that you take these 15 council criminals and you dismiss them. And you put 15 licensed, bonded, and insured trustees into those fucking chairs. So that each one is licensed, bonded, and insured. Okay? So they have bonding. And you put them in the fucking chairs so they can add up where the money is and they can figure out what we need. No politics. Just based on, okay, we need street lights over here. Okay, let's do that. Sepulveda Basin has no street lights. Let's get over there, let's put some street lights in.
The whole valley has no streetlights.
Yeah. So it's funny today on Wilshire Boulevard and Rampart. What did I see today? They were out tearing the street up and rewiring the fucking wire. They're rewiring the wires today, right? So that's an area I've been bitching about because they have a homeless encampment that got into a vacant building. So today they were out drilling in the street, putting new wiring in. So tonight we're going to have street lights over on Wilshire Boulevard.
Is it because like they don't want to replace the copper, so it's taking longer?
Well, they're putting the wire into the street, and then when they're finished, they're going to cement the plate.
Yeah.
They're going to put cement on the plate to seal it, so they can't pull it back out.
Why don't they punish the people that take in and buy the copper? If you know it's not a construction company, you know.
What we need to get is a set of priorities, like the Olympics. Can we really host the Olympics? Do we really have the money? Or should it go to another city?
How we don't have them. They're buying there's the ice skating rink for
Yeah.
the Olympics.
What? That's Dakota. That's Dakota from the Times. LA Times.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
To cover this
LA Times.
I want to do a street vacation to keep people out.
Is she doing a story on the homeless?
Doubt it.
Is she done? Is she done? Oh, she's going to the mayor. Are you going to the mayor? Are you going to write a nice positive piece on the mayor? What a good job she's doing.
Actually, I think she's going to City Hall.
Is the mayor doing a good job? Are you going to write that the fake news? Are you writing fake news or you
They're going to be doing the
Fake news?
Paralympics, and they can't. They don't have
do the fake news?
Yeah, it'll go. Yeah, no. Anyway, something stunning happened with the Olympics that everybody missed. Part of the Olympics is being moved to Oklahoma City.
So why? Because we can't afford it, or because we're just not much too far behind?
We can't build what we need. And the swimming, no, the basketball is not going to be played at Crypto. The basketball, which is the most popular thing in the Olympics, because it's going to be held in Inglewood at the Intuit Arena, where the Clippers play. So LA City just gave up the biggest thing of the Olympics is the basketball and gave it to Inglewood. They just gave it off to Inglewood. Then,
But they're still gonna get the money for it?
then the football stadium, SoFi, is going to take over the swimming event. So I guess they're going to build a goddamn swimming pool inside the Ram Stadium. So they're going to do the swimming. So already swimming, very popular, gone. Inglewood. Basketball, the most popular, gone. Inglewood. Several other events, gone. Oklahoma City. So already, LA City has already started forfeiting events. Already, we can't afford it. We can't build what we need.
Why they throw away so much money? Public Works is constant money.
But the Olympics gives the host city money.
Okay, so they're just gonna pocket it?
So they don't have enough.
What about Paralympics too? They're doing that?
Well, that's a whole other thing. That's a whole other thing. You know. So anyway, we take the most popular events and hand it over to Inglewood. You know, sir, the mayor of Inglewood goes, you mean you won't give us the basketball and the swimming? Yeah. Could you do it? Oh, well, I don't know. No, I got to talk to the city council. Oh, okay. When can you get back to us, Mayor? Well, I don't know. This is going to be a close vote. They probably went in there and said, you believe these stupid motherfuckers are going, well, we're going to make millions of dollars on that shit because that basketball is the easiest thing to host. We already got the
Even though it's
basketball.
gonna say LA, they don't care, right?
Yeah, so right away, Inglewood is going to host the basketball for the
They will
Olympics
still say Los Angeles.
and the swimming.
Oh, I knew something was gonna have to happen.
Oh no,
They can't
total
do it.
bullshit. No, in the Olympics, they're not going to call themselves LA. Oh, in the Olympics, they're going to go, welcome to Inglewood.
You think they will? Oh, okay.
Oh,
Like even,
fuck, welcome to fucking Inglewood. It's like, put us on the map, right? I mean, I'll tell you,
I asked them.
LA is becoming such a shithole. I think in a few years, I think the Clippers are going to call themselves the Inglewood Clippers.
Wow.
I think the Rams are going to do the same. In fact, I think the Chargers and the Rams are going to have a fight over which one's going to be able to use Inglewood in their name. Do you want to? I don't want to be LA. No, you have to be LA. No, I don't want to be LA. You know, the Angels called themselves the Los Angeles Angels. The Anaheim, or what is it? The Anaheim Angels of Los Angeles, right?
Right.
So in other words, the owner wanted to be Los Angeles. I guarantee you, he's going to go back and he's going to go, let's call ourselves the California Angels again. So you see, we're losing name brand recognition. LA is losing name brand recognition because this is about promoting the city. And Inglewood's going to get the best thing. So it's like, you know, when these people come from all over the world, what, is this LA? Oh, sir, no, this is Inglewood. Well, this is a rather nice city. It's very clean and they have beautiful hotels. Is this part of LA? Oh, no, sir, we're a separate city. We're not part of LA. Would you like to stay at our hotel? Oh, absolutely. Yes, I stay at you. They're building 4 new hotels.
Yeah, but they can't build the one here. They couldn't
So,
build that one.
yeah, we're just failing. While Inglewood, I just went out the other day. I drove through Inglewood yesterday. Holy shit.
It's improved.
Holy
It
shit.
could be really bad.
Holy shit. Manchester is like the new Ventura Boulevard. Clean, no tents, no homes. And now they have the train. The goddamn train comes all the way in now, over the freeway, and right down into Inglewood now. So they have full train service now into Inglewood, right next to the airport.
You think their fire department will ever come back? They went out of business.
On which one?
Yeah, Inglewood. They used to have their own fire department. Now they have the county. They went out of business.
They'll likely just keep the county,
Oh.
just because why waste money, right?
Mm.
But Inglewood, it's a new city. They're building all kinds of new housing. It's clean. Property values are going through the fucking roof. All right, they're ascending. We're getting fucking shit. Just go out this door. Look at the LA Times building.
What about it?
Yeah, it looks desolate.
It's rotting.
I'm just afraid something like this.
It's rotting. It's falling apart. It's rotting.
It is. It looks really
And like the whole thing is rotting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just
Okay.
want to hear what
It's rotting. Then you got the new courthouse, and then they opened up the two new subway stations, Second and Broadway, the other one, and some homeless guy already threw a fucking rock through one of the new glass pane windows. Okay, so we have this problem where we can't fail. We're too big to fail. We're too big not to succeed. And we have the 15 people in charge of the city, only ones you could find in America that could bankrupt the city. The only ones in America that could possibly bankrupt the city. They'd go, how much do we get for this job? How much do we get paid an hour? Well, how much do we get for this job? How much do we get paid an hour? Well, you get paid by the hour. You get paid by the year. Well, that sounds like bullshit. How much do we get paid? $247,000 a year. What? Oh, and you get a $2 million allowance for your office. Well, how many of us? All 15 of you. So these 15 janitors would go, hey, you're not kidding. How long is this job for? 4 years. You can run up to 12 years. So they go, let me get this straight. All I have to do is sit in this chair a couple of days a week. Oh, you have to go to committees. Okay. And I go to these committees. Do I have to
3 days a week?
Do I have to type anything? No. You'll have staff. Each one of you has 30 people in a staff.
Damn.
Oh, you get a free car too, up to $2,400 a month. What do I have to do? Well, all you have to do is balance the budget, keep the street lights on, keep the cops in the streets, pave the sidewalks in the streets, and get rid of the homeless off the streets. And you can have the job. That's all you got to do. They'd be like, well, shit, that don't sound too bad. Well, you don't understand. We've been trying for 50 years to do this, and everybody that comes in here fails, right? But you take these 15 janitors, and they'd sit in those fucking chairs, and they'd go, how much do we have? What's the budget? How much are we taking in? Oh, we're down really bad this year. We're only at $1.7 billion. Well, I mean, we used to be at like $3 billion for a fucking city. New Jersey doesn't get that much for the whole state. Well, anyway, but we've got 3.5 million people in the city, right? So you take these 15 janitors, and they'd go out in their districts. They're janitors, and they'd go, I want that tagging clean here. Here. I want this sidewalk repaired here. I want that pothole repaired. Are these street lights working? I don't know. We'll find out. There's 18 of them out. How many are there? 60. Repair them. Sir, we don't have any money. This is the way they'd be. Listen to me. I told you to do a fucking job. Do it. That's the way they'd be. Now they'd be like, homeless services? They'd go, what's that? Well, we need the money for the homeless services. Well, how much is that? Well, $39 million. Well, how much is it to fix the streetlight? $16 million. We'll take the $16 million out of the $35 million. Well, we can't do that, sir. We're under an obligation. What obligation? Well, we got 39,000 homeless. Well, all right. Well, let's get them the fuck out of the city then. How much are we going to be left with? $200 million. That's the way they'd be. You take common people. These janitors would get together and go, 6 months later, oh my God, we have a surplus, and these janitors would go, I don't understand the problem. You brought us in, and in 6 months we fixed the whole fucking thing. What the fuck was the problem? Right? See, only thing you got to do is get 15 people in those chairs. I don't give a shit where you find them. Find them under a fucking rock. 15 decent, hardworking, honest people from the real world. And just put them in the 15 chairs. And just tell them, fix the fucking city.
And listen to the people.
And sit in your chair and listen to and listen to the fucking people rattle off shit. Guess what'll start happening in 6 months when you start fixing everything. Watch this. Yes, I'm from Reseda. I don't know my council member. I'm in the 3rd district. The guy go, that's me. Thank you, sir. You fixed my sidewalk. I've been waiting 10 years. Next one. Thank you, sir, for trimming our trees. We've been trying for 5 years. Anytime, you're welcome. That's the way fucking But who's out? Lobbyists. No money. Projects. Out. Nonprofit. Out. See, the corruption stops, right? Like you get a residential area with all the houses, and they want to put up a 5-story apartment building in the middle of the houses. These guys would go like this. Why are we putting a 5-story building in front of a bunch of row homes? Oh, well, we have an affordable housing bond, and we have to put up a certain percentage. Well, what are you going to do with the neighbors? Well, the neighbors are against it. Okay. Well, those are my voters, right? Yeah, but no. Is the neighborhood? Let me ask these people: are you for it? Or we're okay. So raise your hands. How many want? Okay. How many are against it? Well, as they say, democracy. Okay. I move to deny the project.
That's the way it should be.
Simple.
That's the way it should be. I agree.
Simple.
We have crooks.
What the fuck is the problem?
Bribery.
Like, okay. So, okay, NIMBY, whatever. The fuck cares? You're a NIMBY. What does that mean?
Not in my backyard.
Okay. So what is a NIMBY? NIMBY is what? NIMBY.
I don't care if it happens, if it don't
Right.
bother me.
Okay. Well, anyway, okay. If you have a bunch of NIMBYs, then the developer has to go to those NIMBYs and get support. Okay. So now the developer criminal now is going to have to go and do it the old-fashioned way. You're going to have to earn it, right? Now you go to these new council members and go, here, I got $10,000 cash for you. And these janitors would go, hey, you're wired, man. You're wired by the feds, aren't you?
Yeah.
And they'd be like, get out of my fucking office, right? So, so you can't bribe them, right? You can't blackmail them.
Mhm.
So they got to go to the community. I want to put the, no, never. Well, what about the alley behind your houses? Well, the city won't fix it because it's not covered by highway funds. What if we resurface your entire alley and fix the alley from one side to the other? You would do that out of your own pocket? Yeah, it's going to cost another $3 million fucking dollars. Okay, I'll do that for the block. If you support my project.
No.
See, this is how it starts, right? So in other words, they got to go and they got to schmooze and they got to give up shit. But not in this city. This city has a different plan. This city is, well, I want to build it there. Well, how much did you donate to my office holder account? Well, we gave $500,000 last year. Oh, well, my residents are really mad about this project. I don't know. They may vote me out the next time. oh, well, let's give the police foundation 250,000. Well, what about a parks fee? We'll give you 500,000 for the parks fee. Okay, I'll support the project. That's how it works. All behind closed doors. Everything behind closed fucking doors. Okay, so you have the meetings. The public shows up, one after another. There it gets it. There it gets it. There it gets it. But that council criminal has already made her mind up. The deal's already been made. In fact, they're getting sued. They have a guy suing right now, showing that they pre-select projects before there's a meeting. Okay, so the only thing you need to do, just bring in 15 normal working guys and gals, just regular small business owners, janitors, truck drivers, former cops, bus drivers, or get a bus driver on there, okay, and just sit them in the fucking seats and go, okay, you're all council members now. You're all going to make a $250,000 fucking dollars. Holy shit! I won the lottery. Yes, you did.
If they stay honest. Yeah.
See, Eunice Hernandez, you know what she used to do? She was a parking attendant.
You mean in a parking lot like a valet?
She parked fucking. Oh, she got promoted to assistant parking supervisor. So there she is, parking fucking cars in a smoky garage, right? Then she got hooked up with a nonprofit and started filling out expungement applications for criminals. That's how she got into the political world, right? So now she knows the law. She's a legal expert. Now, you go from parking lot attendant to parking lot supervisor to legal expert. Now you get put on the council. Now you change. Because now you're no longer one of them.
You're above.
Why don't we get you on the council?
Well,
Why don't you? You'd be honest.
I'm the perfect collision course of a nightmare. They would never fucking. It would be like they woke up in hell, and they're living in hell, and they keep trying to wake up every day, but they're still living.
Which is why you need to be a counselor.
No, it'd be a living hell. It'd be a living hell because see, I'm the perfect fusion. I'm the perfect fusion. Is that I know what it's like to be broke.
Mm-hmm.
I know what it's like to be incredibly wealthy. I've been there. And I know what it's like to be down the bottom of the middle between, but have a roof over your head, but always being subject to that, right? So I have actual real job skills. I've actually done real work. I've dug ditches. I've done plumbing. I've done contracting. And I've done a lot. So I'm the perfect fusion between everything that they're fucking not. So if I come in, I'd be walking into a racketeering organization where I could teach these people things they've never fucking heard of. Okay, I could teach them shit that they never knew existed. Like,
How to expose them?
no, I could teach them like this isn't how it used to be. This is how it used to be. And they'd be like,
I'll tell you the fun story.
yeah, see, they'd be saying,
1720.
I know,
Yeah.
I had it on my phone.
so they'd be saying in 6 months, in 6 fucking months, they'd be going, we don't want to do it your way, man. We don't want to do it because my way would be like, okay, you want your fucking project? How bad you want your fucking project? My people don't want the project. We got the votes, and I'd be like, you don't understand something. It's in my district. I'm telling you, you're not going to build the fucking project. As soon as you get challenged the first time, right? They vote against you. Okay, 14-1, right? It's okay. You'd come in the next fucking day, right? And you'd be like, they'd all be laughing. You thought you could handle this job, you fucking little termite. We showed him, right? So they'd be like, look at Spindler. Look at that 14-1. We're going to build that hotel right next to those residential. So they'd be, like, they'd be smacking me down. They'd be smacking my ass down, making me look like a clown. And then the day would happen one fucking day. They'd get a project in one of their districts, and I'd go, I'm moving to 245. It's not in your district. Excuse me. I was talking. You went into my district and you forced a project to be built I didn't want. I didn't. Did I complain? What? I didn't complain, right? Rules are rules. Okay. Well, your project, I'm going to do the opposite. I'm voting to stop your project. You voted to go ahead on my project that I didn't want. Well, I'm going to stop your project. So, start pulling their projects back. Start pulling their fucking projects back, and going to the residents. Now, what's the council member doing to you? One of the guys told me he'd break my legs. Well, who was that? And all of a sudden they'd go like this. Well, Mr. Spindler, we have good news. We're going to reconsider that vote. You know what? We looked at your project. I think you're right. I don't think it should be built. We're going to reconsider it. And I'd be like this. No. I don't want to put you guys out. I don't want to put you guys out. Vote's a vote. I don't want to put you out. No, really, we want to reconsider. No, I don't want you to. I don't want you to inconvenience yourselves. Well, we just want to do our thing. You do your thing in your district. We do our thing in our district, and we're not going to do that anymore. And I'd be like this. I didn't say you could, right? But you did. You went into my fucking space. You went into my district. And I'm going into your district. What's this about breaking somebody's legs? That's bullshit. Well, I think we're going to have to put that on. I think that project's going to have to be on hold until we find out. See, one after another. Okay. See, now, a couple of years, you get another asshole that gets elected like me. Now you got two. Then you got three. Then you got four. Now you get five. Oh shit! Now you got a block of them. You get a block of people like, oh, forget some of them. Shut the whole fucking thing down. See, the problem with this whole thing is they have a vote sharing. It's a vote trading scheme. Everybody in the council knows. As long as you leave everybody else's business alone, they're going to leave your business alone. But if you get into their business, they're going to shut your business down. So everybody in the council knows don't fuck with other people's projects. Okay, so if whatever the councilman wants, the councilman gets. So Nithya had a problem with the treehouse. There was a treehouse.
I remember Sherman Oaks.
Yeah, a guy built a treehouse, right? 20 years ago. 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. But he built it 20 years ago.
Right.
Okay. It became her area with that illegal gerrymandering. Okay. So now Nithya is kind of like, I don't know much about it, and the neighbors are like, well, we hate that fucking thing. We have parties there and everything. So she's listening to neighbors. So finally, somebody that didn't like it got her ear. So what happens?
They tore it down.
No. Our city attorney files criminal charges against the guy. Puts him in criminal misdemeanor charges. Okay. So the city attorney goes after the guy that's trying to keep the treehouse on misdemeanor charges. Meanwhile, up on the 10th floor, the historical commission voted not to protect it, but wanted to take another look at it again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they were going to have a vote at the end of March. I went to the meeting. So the Friday before the meeting, the city attorney pressed the criminal case. So what happened? The guy tore it down himself. So he was facing having to give his criminal attorney another retainer, another deposit. He had already spent something like $50,000 of his own money already defending himself. So he went ahead, he called a company, and they demolished the treehouse. Well, the criminal charges, as I understand, they got dropped. Okay. Now, the vote was on the next week. It was on the special agenda. It was the first item. And the commission, made up of 5 commissioners, appointed by the mayor, was
Which
going to
commission was it?
historical,
I'll hurt
the well, they do historical preservation. What is it? The Cultural Heritage Commission. So anyway, they were going to take a vote whether to protect it temporarily while they look it over. So he got that news 2 weeks before that trial date on his criminal charges.
Why did he tear it down?
So let's say you had real law, which you don't in the city, but let's say you had real judges. The criminal court had to be notified of that. And then the criminal court should have suspended the proceedings to let the administrative people handle that first. Because if they voted yes, it's protected temporarily, and the criminal charges would have to be dropped because he's not out of compliance. So unfortunately, we don't have real judges and we don't have a real city attorney, okay? So they pushed him over the edge to pressure him for the court date, to tear it down or face misdemeanor charges. When the whole time on the 10th floor, a solution may have been afoot.
I mean, what would he really have done jail time? Like, it's just a
No,
misdemeanor.
no, I mean, it,
If I was looking at real time, I would turn it down, but this is a
but,
misdemeanor.
but sometimes you get diversion. But the problem is in criminal proceedings, nobody pays your attorney fees, even if you win. So criminal charges are a great tool for corrupt governments to use to bankrupt somebody. So you see current Price is going through that because he's facing criminal charges and the city won't cover the bill. They can't. So you see the city attorneys and municipal governments often use criminal charges as a way to force action. But under the laws of the California bar, using criminal charges or the threat of criminal charges to gain an advantage in a non-criminal case is unethical. So that could lead to a market point. Okay. The problem is the guy fought him for years. They wore him out. Okay. See, that's what they did. But imagine if the guy had held out and he came. Imagine if they voted 3-2 to protect it. I mean, then they would have had to freeze what they're doing in the criminal case, and then go to the criminal judge. Oh my God, the criminal judge was going to effect. Hey, how come you didn't tell me about this?
Well, Your Honor, it's an ancillary matter.
Yeah. So you see, this is what corruption looks like. But it's all because what if Nithya had gotten on TV and said, I really like the treehouse. I think it should stay. What do you think would happen?
We're paid.
Charges dropped, permit issue. That's how powerful they are. That's how much power these 15 council criminals have in their districts. They're gods. They're like overlords. See, that's the problem with the city, is that whoever gets to the councilman first wins the game, with little exceptions.
And whoever has the money, don't forget that.
Well, the money or the clout.
Yeah.
You see, but imagine if Nithya had liked the treehouse, personal reasons, if she had taken a liking to the treehouse and said, I think it looks really cool, I think it should stay, she would have been dismissing those fucking charges. She wouldn't have been saying shit.
No.
Yeah. So you see, it's a matter, and I don't think the guy really understood that.
He was just scared.
Where he didn't understand who was really the one who could make the difference. And he says he talked to her. Now, the real trial is her. Whether he could have went out and convinced her to come out, invite her to come out, and have throw a party, and get her to go along with liking the treehouse. He didn't do that. So she viewed it. They viewed it that he was being hard-headed. You see. And the sad part, he got permits for it before. He filed for permits. So how can you be guilty of building an illegal structure if you applied for the permits? Now, let's take another thing. You got homeless people doing what all over the city?
Pissing, shitting, building condos of their
They
own
build
condos.
structures.
Yeah.
They build structures. So you have homeless people building unpermitted structures.
Oh yeah.
So why isn't she, our city attorney, prosecuting them for building an unpermitted structure?
There's no money there.
Why?
They have no money.
So how can you fucking prosecute a guy for building a structure in a tree where he got a permit initially, and yet not charge these guys
You know whatever happened to him?
for doing the same thing? Which one?
To the guy with the treehouse?
Oh, they go into the backwoods. He tore it down.
Right?
You
But
won't
is he
hear.
still around? I don't remember.
Well, you're not going to hear from him. You won't hear another peep because he's sitting around going like this.
Oh, thank God. I'm not gonna have oh my God, I'm not gonna have a criminal record. Thank God I'm not gonna have a criminal record.
You know, there's someone pissed.
So, the average person in America, the easiest way to get them to hide under their bed is the magic words: criminal charges. Okay? Even a pregnancy, get pulled over.
Especially if he has licensing,
Well, yeah. So the average person has never been arrested. The average person has not been caught. They have no fucking idea the humiliation, the degradation of being booked and having a postmark. But they know the concept of it. They understand what it is. So the threat of doing it is enough to make them whimper the fuck out. Okay? Because even judges that sit in these trials, right? Sentencing people. I would make a law. You can't be a judge unless you spend a fucking day in jail a year. You should make these judges spend a fucking day there for one day per year, so that they can understand where they're sending these people to. So they understand the concept. They don't.
someone's asking if you know where Arnold Sachs is.
Last time I saw him, he was very sick.
Oh, okay.
He was very thin, gaunt, walking, no energy. So last time I saw him, he didn't look very good. But that's the thing with gadflies. It's like, we've had a lot of them in the last 15 years come and go. Nobody ever looks anybody up. It's like, you show up, it's like, hey, you're here. It's like,
Rumors that my phone's about to die
Yeah.
soon, so you don't have to.
Yeah, so it's like, that's the way the gadfly community is.
I didn't know that.
But that's what makes the gadflies so irritating to these people. They're like a club. These council criminals, they're very, very close. Not the gadflies. Everybody just sort of. It's an amalgamation, So, they're not in a unified group. They're just fucking out there, right? You don't know when they're gonna come. You don't know when they're not gonna come. They may skip a fucking month or a week, right? But man, when when these regulars pop the fuck up, these guys over there look at them. Especially if they've been gone for a while, you know, they might look and go, he was gone for a month. Oh, I thought maybe he was gonna fucking stay away, you know. So that's that, right? And I mean, you know, they just they can't stand it, you know. But the whole thing, is, yeah, but the whole thing is with these people, yeah, the whole thing with these people, being a city council member is the easiest job you can ever have in America. And they find a way to make it the hardest job in America. I mean, now they're doing meetings at 8:30 in the morning.
I know, like, what is that? Even when I started.
What were they before?
Oh, once or twice a month they'd hold a 9 o'clock a.m. meeting before the council.
Yeah, I'm noticing a lot more.
And the afternoon meetings used to be 1 o'clock,
Now
1:30.
they're 2:30, 3:30, like they're really,
Yeah, so
they're
now
trying to
they're
make it harder.
right. So they space the time out.
And if it works at the same time as city council.
Yeah, and then they bunch meetings at the same time. So like 2 o'clock, they'll have one committee upstairs, one committee downstairs. And then of course, don't forget Bob Blumenthal that holds general public comment 1 minute at the very end of his committee.
I asked him about that today. He gave me his reason. He doesn't want people hijacking and talking on all these extra comments.
Okay. But he's full of shit. It's not right. It's more efficient to just give him a minute to get it over with. No, the reason he does it is because he knows that nobody's going to sit for 2.5 hours for 60 seconds of comment on a committee. You'd have to be insane to do that. See, that's why he does it. You know, so it's to dissuade people.
Yeah, no, for sure.
It's to cut down. It's to cut down.
No, I did ask him.
See, and then of course the old famous one warning. So, all right, your first warning, you're off topic. So
Wait, you always get first and last. Like, then how come you always get, everyone else gets,
Yeah,
the first one,
yeah.
you always get first and last. You and her every.
yeah,
single
right.
time.
Or you know, it just depends who's up there. See, they know that despite their best efforts, they know, yeah,
What? Oh,
yeah, despite their best efforts, they know that there's things going on here that we're in tune on before they know about it. So they know, like, they pretend not to listen. They do fucking listen.
You think they listen?
To me.
Well, to you, yeah, I can imagine.
To Herman.
People think they don't.
To Herman. Oh, no, Herman, sure. You know, to Herman.
You know,
Oh, yeah. You know, and you know, like stuff that gets said magically sometimes appears, you know. The 10 felony charges, you know, I was talking about that. Oh, which one?
He's asking about, I said, I asked you about Arnold Sachs, but.
Looking bad. You look bad. You know, another one that chased away was Donald Harlan, another classic. They got a TR. Bob got a TRO against him. You know, well, you know, for the outburst, he made an outburst.
are you making a threat?
Yeah, yeah. They charged him with a threat. They tried to go after him criminally. Judge threw it out, but he got a TRO. So that was Donald Harlan going, "How are you doing? It's my property. I own that property." The property guy, you know. But Arnold Sachs, you know, what are you doing with the fucking money? What are you doing with the fucking money? Where's the fucking money? That's all the Arnold Sachs. What you fucking, you know. And see, later in his life, he got started to really get nasty. He wasn't like that years ago. Oh, he'd read a newspaper.
I can see how they turn people into it.
Yeah. Oh, he was real sedate.
Because they know they're not being listened to. You talk to them, they're going to do what they want anyhow.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I'm amazed. Like anybody pays attention to give warnings.
Oh, shit, my phone's about to die.
Oh, okay.
But you know, like just
He
to,
can do it till it dies, but I don't feel
just to test them, just to test them a couple of weeks ago,
like when it dies.
uh, I was talking on items that didn't exist on the agenda, and they weren't paying attention. So, like I was talking, there were 60 items on the agenda. I was going, item 95, I'm
I
against.
remember that.
Item 102, I'm against. And they're just letting me talk. And then finally, once I put an F word in front of it, then they listen. But item 106, I'm against it unless you fucking pass it. Now they're turning. That's not, if I wouldn't have said if I would have just kept talking, they would have let me talk on item 390. You know, and so I'm gonna try to see if I can do 3 minutes when they're not paying attention. And I'm gonna see if I can do the whole 3 minutes on items that don't exist on the agenda. I want to see if I can do it for 3 minutes.
And then don't use any bad language or
that's the
like
secret.
criticize them or anything, like
Right.
make it really boring and bland. Yeah, that might work.
Item 98, Monica, you're actually doing a really good job.
Yeah,
You fix that street light.
that's how you do it.
When you do a good job, I'm the first to say so. Item 99, Imelda, shocking. You got those street lights fixed. Just try it. Just try it, and just But I got away with over a fucking minute of talking item
I
98.
was like, when are they gonna call you?
Item 104. I was like up to item 105. It's like Then I went back to, as soon as he turned his head, I said, I went back to item 6 and I said, oh, item 92. I went back item 92. And it just proves they don't listen. I mean, it's unbelievable. I think the city attorney listen.
You think they listen to me when I suggest?
No.
I'm camp out in front of your house.
Oh, they're a little 5 years ago.
Did they?
Wait, here, hold on. It's,
Yeah.
wait, can you hold this? Wait. Put this on, like, I need to put my charger in it. My phone's about to die.